I got a request on another video the other day for tips on how to boost your stats and general CC in Grand Cross. And while I don't consider myself to really be an uber informative content creator, outside of my mobile game deep dives apparently, I did realize that I conveniently have 5 quick tips that I can give to help your team get good. So, here we go. Gear is everything in this game, and I love it because I love min-maxing stuff. It tickles that little gremlin part of my soul to steeple my fingers as the stats rise. Basically, you want to have a set with synergy. For the most part, you're probably going to have one of 3 sets: HP defense, attack crit damage, or attack defense. That's 4 pieces with 1 boosted stat and 2 pieces with another. This helps your CC. But the type of rolls matter as well. For the top 2 pieces, you want pure attack rolls. For the middle 2, you want pure defense. For the bottom 2, you want pure HP. Keep in mind that this is solely for the purpose of boosting CC. Some characters, like Purgatory Bond for example, actually benefit from different rolls on these pieces. Sure, they lower CC, but they pack more of a punch. In terms of equipment grade, SSR has the highest stats. When you get a piece of equipment to 5-star Awakened and +5 enhancement, you can engrave it to a character for UR gear for even more stats. I recommend this for characters you use a lot. It's expensive, but worth it. If you're low on resources, I've seen some people recommend doing SSR equipment in the 4 corners and just having the middle pieces being R grade and maxed out. Do whatever is good for you. For me personally, I get enough equipment tickets, enhancement, and awakening stones, and even anvils that I am super lazy and just go with SSR across the board. But there are smarter ways to do it, so I do recommend doing a general YouTube deep dive into gear and figuring out what's right for you. My favorite part! Dress up time! Believe it or not, the more cute and or badass clothing your character wears, the stronger they get. Each character gets 5 slots for costumes, weapons, and cosmetics. You want to fill these slots to max out their stats. This is why the yearly cosmetics sale is such a big deal. It's huge in terms of savings and CC. You can also use these special items to enhance the pieces, which boosts your stats even more. During events, you can actually trade R pendants for these items. I do that all the time. Just imagine me pushing a wheelbarrow full of these useless-ass pendants to King with my hand out like, "Materials, please." If an event gives out free costumes whether you own the character or not, do it. That's free CC for down the road. The higher the ult level, the higher the CC. That's just how it is. So even if a character's ult doesn't really benefit too much from being boosted, think about it in terms of stats. I had my 6/6 Goddess Elizabeth on my PvP backline for the longest time, and look, she's still good. She saved me quite a few times in matches, but also, her CC was just plain unrivaled on my team for ages. And that was in no small part due to getting her to 6/6. If you're in desperate need of platinum coins, it's totally valid to reconsider sinking one into a unit. But I mean, you know, it's free CC, which helps because I'm grouping these together because they're on the same screen. The higher your box CC though, the bigger your buff gets. It's easy enough to boost everyone's CC early on by making sure basic gear is on every character. Bonus if it's all HP defense. In that one event we had in December where we were all given tickets for perfect R and SR gear, I actually made a ton of HP defense sets and loaded them onto characters I never use, which really gave my box a huge bump. Finally, Red Esterosa can do something useful! Constellations shouldn't be ignored either. The stat boosts seem small, but they really add up after a while. Character associations also help. If it's something geared, a 6/6, fully super awakened, level 100 character with UR gear will absolutely help boost your CC. And there's even a bonus if they have a specific association with the character you're attaching them to. This is why it's a good idea to look at your party and boost other characters accordingly. Archangels are always a good call due to their graces. I absolutely scooped up a ton of red Tarmiel cosmetics the moment I pulled him for that reason. In general, think of it as like, you're setting up your characters on playdates. Don't embarrass them. And here's my embarrassing confession of the video. When I first started the game, I had no idea CC food existed until after I finished the Hendrickson fight. Whoops. But CC food does make a difference. And it makes even more of a difference if you go in and collect certain titles. Or, in this case, one title. It's a bit of a grind having to do the Indomitable Spirit missions. It's worth it though, and it's mostly doable. You just need to make sure to do the final boss ones when it's active. Just do like the opposite of everything I said in this video and you've totally got this title. Look, I'm not an expert on this game, not by a long shot, so I would recommend checking around on YouTube for more advice on these specific topics. Grand Cross is amazing because it's got so much depth to it that a quickie video like this couldn't even hope to give justice to this topic. But really, the short version is, play dress up and don't be vain like me when it comes to getting cosmetics. God, you're so ugly. This is the price I must pay.